Scrub is a guy that thinks he's fine, is also known as a buster. No, I don't want your number. No, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Niecy B. Niecy B, baby. Don't forget the baby. Hey, ho. Okay, so today I got a really exciting video for all of you. Now, I witnessed someone do something so trifling, it made my skin crawl. That led me to really wonder who else has had dating experiences like this in Korea. But I decided instead of just doing it from personal experience, I would compile stories from different women and see, you know, are there any success stories, any funny stories? And let me tell you, I put it out into the interwebs and the ladies did not disappoint. They have provided me with some personal accounts. Now, first thing is everyone will be anonymous, but I do want this to be a lesson. So for those of you guys wondering how dating is in Korea, obviously this doesn't encompass all dating. There are many success stories, but at least these ones will be very entertaining and, you know, give you a little bit of what you should expect. So before we jump right into all of that, I just want to remind you guys to follow me on Instagram, on my social media, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the bell button if you want to get notifications. I have my Korean wine here. I suggest that you guys get your wine and your snacks together because let me tell you something, honey, the tea is going to be piping hot, okay? Piping hot. So the first story is from Nancy, okay? It says, I met this military guy off Tinder. He sounded cool via text, so we decided to meet. He takes me to this chicken restaurant. He shares his whole life during the date, and some things he was saying kind of made me uncomfortable, and I realized he was kind of crazy with his stories. So I was ready to catch the last train at 11 p.m. So I'm trying to leave, and he begs me to stay, which makes me miss my train. I ended up calling a cab, and guess what? He hops in the cab. He hops in the cab with me and tries to come home. No, these dudes are bold. I said, where are you going? And he says, your place. Nah, fam, get out. So he gets out. Fast forward a couple weeks later, I would always see him in the same train carts, and he would send me texts when he sees me in public. So I had to block his number because I got scared. This is what these dudes do. The man hopped in her taxi. The man hopped in her taxi. Listen. Woo! Friends and I met this military guy at the bar Thursday party that bragged about killing people for fun and how he enjoyed it. So, on to the next story, because this one, I haven't read this one either. This one is from, let's call her Sarah. Okay, so Sarah says, hey, I met my current boyfriend on Tinder, and he has been amazing ever since our first conversation over the phone. He respected me, and I did the same with him too. I told him what I wanted from the get-go and didn't shift my intention, and so did he. I had gone through so many, can I come to your house this weekend? And then I finally found him. We met for the first time, and it's been sparks ever since. He truly is amazing, and I suggest for the ladies coming, they need to know what they want and be firm about it. Because these dudes will sway you just to get their way. Amen. I will drink to that. She's correct. Like, these guys already make an assumption about you from the jump. But a lot of people feel trapped when they get in certain situations. But no, let them know from the jump, I want a relationship, or I want this, or I just want to sleep with you, whatever the case is, so that there's no confusion. She said, my man is in the army, and I suggest to the ladies coming, if he says I'm in the process of a divorce or the process of a divorce, run. I'm yet to go to the States and meet his family, but till then, ignorance is bliss on my end. I like that. But she's right. If they tell you they're in the process of a divorce, just go. Go. Run. Don't look back. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just leave. Because let me tell you something. 98% of the time, The divorce is not in the process. He's the only person that knows that there's a divorce in the process. She doesn't know shit. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm very happy to hear that you and your man are doing well and that he's cool. I like that. I like that. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move on to the next story. This one is from, let's call her Bella, okay? She said, all right, bet. She was not playing any games. All right, bet. So last year sometime I was dating this guy. We can call him Ricky. Obviously not his real name. Anyways, Ricky was an American soldier, ethnically Chinese. He was probably one of my best relationships that I've ever been in. It taught me a lot and what I do and don't want in a relationship. He always made me laugh. He was really funny. He was really great in treating me well and great in bed. Ooh. Anyway, he had one fatal flaw. That flaw was the fact that he was super depressed over being in the military. Aw, boo. Obviously, being depressed is not the deterrent for being in a relationship with him. The problem was that he was actively trying to get out of the military and didn't tell me about it until it was finally about to happen. Meaning, all of a sudden, he was moving back to the States. And I didn't even know he was trying to leave until it was about to happen. Basically, it taught me two things. One, don't mess with these military boys. Okay! Because they can have a secret life that they don't tell you about. And two, don't chase after relationships with people who are just meant to be temporary in your life. Okay? Looking back, there were several hints to the fact that he was not going to be around long term, but I feel like I ignored that because I wanted to be in a relationship. Okay, I'm liking these stories, and I like the fact that a lot of these ladies are putting little life lessons at the end of it. Like, I like this. That's true. The thing about living abroad is that it gets lonely. And you can have as many friends, but like oftentimes you'll yearn for that companionship that only a partner can really fulfill. Like someone that you can cuddle with, someone that you can just confide in, someone that you can just like, you know, have sex with, period. Like there's a lot that you might be yearning for, and it's hard to live abroad and not want to have that one person that's always gonna have your back and just that you can have those intimate moments with. And the issue with that is like, if you guys aren't from the same place, or if you guys haven't really had that conversation, which is a really hard conversation to have about what's going to happen next, it gets really difficult, especially if you want to stay longer and this person's like, I'm here for a year and then I'm out, you know? So definitely really respect the message in this story. And yeah, so let's drink to that. Okay, next. Hi, Nisi. So this is my story about dating Korean guys. Please call me lucky if you ever want to share my experience. Dating Korean men, where do I even start? LOL. I'm pretty sure that I will share what I will share isn't a very uncommon experience. A little background story. Many Korean students go to my country to study English. I used to date one guy in my university. He was pretty introverted, and I was attracted to him because he looked so kind and mysterious. We dated for a while. His English ability was like 0, so we communicated mostly through body language. It was fun at first, quite a giver, but then the language barrier was becoming too much to handle. Finally, we had to separate because he had to go back to Korea. I wasn't sad, to be honest. I just couldn't see my future with him. We still communicated for months. Finally, I was introduced to another Korean guy. It's not like I like this man because he is Korean. She put a little funny face. This one's smart. We communicated easily and I felt very comfortable with him. I throw jokes and he gets it. I broke up with the first guy and he wouldn't take it. He was very, very mad. He was very mad. He sent me lengthy messages in English like, you are a oh my god. Hold on. I hope you die, Damn! That kind of nasty messages. What? I'm pretty sure he used Naver translation just for this. Damn. Okay, so back to the second guy. We dated. It was a long distance relationship. He would visit me in my country and I would visit him in Korea. He isn't perfect and we also fight. One thing I would never forget is the time he shouted at me in a public place when he got so mad. Like, shout. Listen, let me pause here. If there's one thing I hate, it's embarrassment. Like, I refuse to engage in those kind of situations because I don't like embarrassment. If I get a little intoxicated, I might engage. I'm not gonna lie. I've done that before. But with a sober mind, you will never get me to argue with you in public. I don't like embarrassment. And if you yell at me in public, I literally turn on my heels and I walk. So yeah, that's a no-go for me. So she says, my body was frozen. I didn't know why he would do that. But now that I'm living in Korea, I realize that lovers quarrel in public is prevalent. and people just don't care. Whereas in my country, couples don't do it in public. I was so embarrassed. I told him it was very rude and he has never done it after that. That's good, right? Anywho, the second guy, guess what? We dated for 3 years long distance and we got married in 2016. We have a son now. Wow! And we are staying here in Korea. Wow! Yes! I'm so happy. This is a good story. There are bad, crazy Koreans, but there are also the good ones. I don't regret a single day about my decision to marry him. This is so sweet. Even when we have different background / culture, his parents-in-law and the whole family are also very accepting of me. I honestly am like so happy. I'm like cheesing. This is wild. Ah! His grandma was opposed to a multicultural relationship, but when she saw me in person, she changed her mind. I am very happy with my Korean man now. That is so sweet. I'm very happy for you, Lucky. I'm cheesing, like my face hurts from smiling so much. So this one is from, let's call her Joanne. Joanne says, hi YouTube fam, I wish I was coming to you with a more positive story, but unfortunately the truth is the truth and I like to keep it real. Simply put, I met an African man here in Korea. He was an engineering student completing his master's degree at the time. Our relationship started and got serious very quickly, and in hindsight, way too soon. But I didn't care because honestly, I was happy to be with him. At the time, he seemed kind, intelligent, and fascinating, and him being about 6'4" didn't hurt either. So it came out of the blue and my best friend called me one day and said we need to talk, and it was serious. Can you imagine that she just happened to hear from another of our friends that he had been sleeping with her while cheating on his girlfriend, and that girlfriend was not even me? Bitch. Hey! Did you hear her? He was cheating on her with his girlfriends, and that girlfriend was not her. Hello, hi. Okay. This man who I thought was so kind and wonderful was juggling a whole team of women, and from across the rainbow at that. White, black, Korean, etc. I cut him off immediately and I haven't spoken to him since. But if I had to leave any woman here with a few words of caution, it's this. 1. Do not jump into a relationship or even bed with a man before vetting him. You need to ask 201 questions before you claim him, and then keep asking questions and making sure he keeps giving the same answers. Okay. 2. I wouldn't even recommend Korea for finding a serious boo, especially not with another foreigner. It might happen, that's true, but the chances are 10 times higher that it won't. And that's more than okay. You can have an amazing time here anyway. Facts, you can make friends, okay? Number 3, leave at the first red flag. About 6 months after that relationship ended, I had a short fling with another guy. But this time, I left him at the first red flag that I saw and didn't like. It was uncomfortable, of course, but I've learned my lesson about giving men the benefit of the doubt. Respect may be given based on my character, but trust is given based on yours. Snap. She's dropping bars. Hold on. Yes. Let's repeat that one more time for the people in the back. Respect may be given based on my character, but trust is given based on yours. Oh, okay. Hopefully this helps someone out there, and I wish you all the best. Annyeong. I really like that. That was super inspiring. So we're gonna move on to the next. Let's call her Patricia. Okay, I'm just gonna get into this. It had been 2 months since I've been in Korea and I was so bored. I've seen my friends doing dating apps and I was like, that ain't it. After some time though, I was feeling like maybe going on a date could be kind of fun and ended up downloading one. Now just for context, I'm a black woman, so someone like me dating in Korea wasn't the most common. After talking to a few chill people, I ended up giving my cacao to one of the guys I was talking to. He was Korean and he immediately messaged me on there to set up a meeting. If a man ever says he wants a meeting, he wants pom pom. Period. He just wants your vagina, he wants the vajayjay, he wants the vaginal region. That's what he's aiming for. Okay, I should have taken into account that he was trying to meet really soon. His excuse was that he only had a few days off. I know. Big red flag. We ended up going to a burger joint per my request. When I met him for the first time outside of Starbucks, I noticed he looked a lot different than his photos. Again, no surprise. His skin was in pretty bad condition, but that's definitely not a deal breaker for me at all. He also wasn't taken aback by my height, which is rare. We walked into the cafe, took our seats, and I ordered a tea for myself. He didn't order anything, but I just figured he didn't like tea. As we began to talk, the conversation quickly shifts to his love for Western women. Yikes. He explains that he feels more attracted to them because of his more open views, mainly pertaining to sex. I've honestly never had a conversation like this with a man, so I treaded very lightly. The other reason he stated for his love for non-Asian women was that Asian women apparently lack the curves that Western women have. Okay? In the middle of the interesting conversation, he proceeds to take my hand and caress it. Not cool. He then asks if I'm not used to touching or kissing or if I was a virgin. Now, sir, hold the phone. I just feel like Korean, you know what, let me say my opinion to the end. I didn't want to share a lot with him, so I said I haven't done much. To his visible surprise. All of a sudden, he comments on my lips saying he wants to know what it's like to kiss them. Sir. Literally, she put sir. Mind you, while all this is happening, there's a Korean family sitting nearby listening in disgust. Oh, jeez. I would have melted into a chocolate puddle. After all of that, I decided to skip on the burger and end the meeting. Luckily, he pays for the drink before we leave, but of course, there was a catch. As we walk out of the restaurant, he requests to touch my back. Of course, fully understanding where he was going with all of that and being weirded the F out, firmly declined and he sulked off into the distance for me to never see him again. I'm sure this experience would anger many, but to be honest, it was pretty funny to me. Yo! Somebody told Korean men that foreign pom-pom is the easiest pom-pom to get. And in some cases, there are some foreign girls that come here, they just want to F down the place and they want to have sex with all the Korean men. But they need to understand you can't approach us like that. Be slick about it. You know, work your way up. Work your way in. You can't just be pulling up talking about, I like to have sex with Western women. Now I'm disturbed. Girl, I would have left too, because that's wild. That is wild. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so this next one is from, let's give her a name. Let's call her Debbie. Her name is Debbie. So, hey Niecy girl, I love all of your videos and I think you are so bomb. Thank you. This is my ugly face. Thank you so much though, for real. I really appreciate all the love and the support. And she's like, here's my story. So my friend, let's call her Jazz, she came to visit me and we hadn't seen each other in a few years. I've lived in Busan for the past 5 years in all. Once she got settled in Korea, we went to Hongdae just to walk around and whatever. We stopped at a Pojangmatcha and we sat next to a group of Korean guys. We didn't pay attention to them at first, but as the night went on, they got progressively louder, you know, as they do. Listen, once that soju licks them, yo! But one of them was talking mad loud about stuff he shouldn't have been talking about in public. Now they all assumed that neither of us spoke Korean, which is fine. But then out of nowhere, I hear one of the guys saying Korean, man, show him my penis. What? I have a cute penis. What? Hold on. So the man says, show him my penis. Like he sent his penis picture to somebody else. Hold on. And as one wouldn't expect to hear that, I was dying laughing. I turned to their table and was like, did you just say, never mind? I'm sorry, I can't. And I turned back to my friend and tell her what just happened. Jazz and I leave after eating and decide to go watch some street performers, and we run into the same dudes. As soon as I see the guy, I can't stop laughing at him. He comes over and starts talking. Let's call him Taehyun. Taehyun starts talking to me and asking where we're from and all that rando shit. I tell him, and throughout the conversation I start to think he's funny and cute, so we're vibing. He asks for my cacao and I give it to him. The next time I'm chilling with Jazz at her Airbnb at around 12 a.m. Cacao, cacao, cacao. And I'm like, the is texting me back to back. I look and it's homeboy. I thought this better not become a pattern. So he's over here talking his talk and I thought I saw blackaboo tendencies. Oh, blackaboo. That's a first. I never heard that. Koreaboo, blackaboo. Okay, I got you. And I didn't want to go down that path with Korean boys. But boy was like 6 feet, deep voice, and mad tatted. I was sucked in. Hello, hi. Oh. He was trying to meet up, and I was like, nah, fam. My girl is here all the way from America, and I don't got time to be wasting with your fine ass. That's what I told myself. A few days later, Jazz had been in Korea for about a week and a half, and at this point, she's going places and exploring on her own. So I'm like, cool, let me explore some new places in Korea too. Taehyun and I spoke Korean to each other. Throughout the time me and Taehyun had been talking, he would say things like, have you ever been with a Korean? And you look like a Hershey bar. I like chocolate. Corny ass. Oh! And at first I was like, this is kind of weird. Why are you saying that, homeboy? But given that your girl is chocolate queen with the same complexion of a Hershey, I was sweating it. Taehyun and I went out to the club together one night and we were having a good time. Taehyun pulls me to the side and whispers in my ear, ramyeon. Oh, he pulled the ramen knot. Hey, ramyeon 먹고 갈래? Ramyeon 먹고 갈래? Ramyeon 먹고 갈래? I always thought that line was cringe, but we left. We got ramen and I confirmed that he does in fact have a cute penis. Ow! I discovered that he wasn't really a black baboon. We've been dating for the past 2 years now. Okay? Hope the story was just as funny to you as it has been to me, and it happened. Once again, I love you in your vids. Keep doing you, queen. Keep living your best life. Best regards, Hershey Bar. I love it! In case you guys don't know, like, he pretty much asked her if she wanted to eat ramen. And, like, oftentimes when guys say, like, do you want to eat ramen, that pretty much means, like, they want to period. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you know? I really like that story, and I'm really happy for you that it worked out. That was entertaining. I really like this. This is the last story. So this is the final round. Last story. Okay, once upon a time, there was a chocolate man. Damn, you guys are not ready for this one. I know this story personally. This is the story that pretty much... This is a story that inspired me to get all the information from all these women, get all these stories, because, like, this guy was trash. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a chocolate man and woman living in SK. And by once upon a time, I mean a couple of months ago. It was the basic boy meets girl, boy pursues girl, girl brushes off boy, and then girl gives in tail. Or so this girl thought. But to her surprise, the boy was not who she thought he was. And yes, I said boy and not man. Anyway, this boy did the most to get this girl. She very much so felt like the queen she is, and she appreciated him for not having to be told of her status. Nothing good lasts forever, right? One day, the boy had to take a at her house. I'm sorry. She was quite bothered by this, but it's natural and it happens. So the boy took his and a couple of hours later, they had a quickie. And when I say quick, it was under a minute flat. The poor boy couldn't help but get overly excited every time he was inside of her, which she honestly low-key thought was cute. But let's not get sidetracked. Remember, he took a in the morning, she woke up for work, and he proceeded to sit upright, bare bottom, on her bed while checking his phone before he went to the bathroom. Once he was inside the bathroom, she began to fix her sheets. This is when the tale goes downhill. She then realizes that there's a strange stain on her sheets. She begins to run through all the possibilities and realizes that there are none. So she takes a whiff. It was ladies. I'm sorry. Bitch. It was ladies and gentlemen. It was She began to scream at the boy, asking him did he wipe his ass. How sway? Look at my bed. What the F? She is now traumatized and rips the sheet off her bed and showers before work. Now she's in a tough situation, deciding between dragging this boy to her friends or keeping his dirty little secret, because it must have been a mistake, right? She ends up deciding to tell her friends because it was still her story to tell. Some friends fainted off VidChat. Others gagged with disgust. He had ruined their good thing. But 2 weeks later, she decided to forgive him. He was still worshiping the ground she walked on, and that was quite important to her. It's not like the boy looked dirty or anything, so she just chalked it up to being a mistake that he dared not to make again. Fast forward to the next month, and this boy is starting to act a little odd, but before bringing in the next year. He no longer wants to pay for dates, give back massages, and other small things he was doing. But nothing too major, and she was ready to go on vacation, so it didn't matter. But boy, did it matter. She comes back from vacation and has to rush her puppy to the hospital. A puppy she trusted to stay in his care. This boy has no answers for her and seemingly no remorse, so she never even gets to a chance to ask him what's been up, because she is literally praying day in and day out that her dog is going to be okay. Thankfully, the puppy is okay. However, 48 hours in the hospital without insurance ends up costing her 400,000 won, aka $400. Mind you, she just came back from vacay and payday is 10 days away. She doesn't have this money, so she messages the boy, who fully claimed baby daddy rights, and asks for help. She only asked for 200, even though she only had 193 in her account. He proceeds to tell her, no, I don't have that much. So she asks, well, how much do you have? He says 50. That sounds pretty impossible to me, because they are both teachers getting paid the same day. So how does he have 50 for the next 10 days? So she asks if he has a credit card. He said, yeah, but it rarely works out here in Korea. So she's too angry to message him back and get some money from a very dear friend. She has now had it with this boy. How does her dog end up getting rushed to the hospital less than an hour after getting him, and he's showing no remorse? I thought this was your son. Be mad at me, fine, but a life almost died and you can't take a moment to care? Damn, okay. Talk about deadbeat mother dad. Jesus. Woo! And if you don't think the story can get any worse, bear with me. On Saturday night, and an associate is having a birthday gathering at the bar downtown, so she decides to go just to relax her mind, but she doesn't have a dime to spend, so she plans on taking the train back home. When she gets there, she begins chatting with a friend and toasting said friend on the dick she's getting tonight. The friend then asks if she would like to know who it is. She asks, do I know him? And her friend says, yes, yes you do. So okay, interest is piqued. Who is it? Do you know this girl said the boy's name? You guys, she said dude's name. Deadbeat dad's name. Bro, she could have fainted. So he doesn't care about her or her dog anymore because he's bitten her friend's pom pom. So the ladies proceed to exchange details and realize the dates collide and that he is truly a dog. The friend decides she doesn't want to go back to his place. She's out of town for the weekend, so she offers her place for her friend to stay, and it gets worse, people. He then messages the friend to let her know he's coming downtown now. So now she's like, F it. I'm about to miss my train so we can catch him together. Her friend buys her a drink and offers to pay the taxi home so she has nothing to lose. The good-for-nothing bastard comes in and peeps them together and proceeds to ignore them. At this point, it's truly outrageous because what the F did she ever do to deserve this? So she goes up to him and he's nonchalant and dismissive. She couldn't be more pissed, but she remains cool because this just who she is. The friend lets him know that she wants her stuff, so he said okay. He doesn't give a flying F. He doesn't have a flying F to give. So they decide to grab the friend's stuff from his place on the way home. He has the nerve to continue his nonchalance and act like neither of them mean anything to him. He gave a forced apology and said he felt used and was being played by her anyway, so why is she mad? The boy had the nerve to say that she was using him for food. My dude, she was not hungry before she met you and never denied that she liked being taken care of by her man. But this is what happens when you date boys. She then asks, how could she possibly be playing him when he was over every weekend and at least twice during the week? At this point, she realizes his argument is flawed and says, maybe I read things wrong. He was asked by the friend if he knew they were friends. He said yes. The moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, never forgive a man that shits on your bed because he will seize his opportunity to shit on you again. Ladies, beware, he's in Korea. Mic drop. I gotta go. Bruh, what a way to end these letters. Yo, don't let these dudes get away with these things, eh? I hope you guys have picked your jaws up off the floor by now because I'm still shook every time I go over that story. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys weren't only entertained by this video, but you also, if you're coming here, have taken a couple nuggets here and there. The bottom line is, coming to Korea is cool and everything, and yeah, you might find your forever person, but a lot of the times you may not. There's no point in really getting into relationships, but I'm not going to discourage them. There's no real way for you to predict how things will go, but just like it was stated in many of the stories, just take those red flags and really hold on to them. So I hope you guys did get a lot from these little stories. I hope they were just as entertaining for you as they were for me. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you can get notifications. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. And yeah, if you guys like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Share your stories. Let's chit chat. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, this is actually my last video that I'm going to be sitting down and making in Korea. This is wild, I think. Let's do this together. As always, it's peace, and it's a love, and it's a annyeong.
I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. I'm feeling all this, she already know this. She want a bad man to come and video this. You want my